Hello, my name's Graham Fisher and I'm a writer and broadcaster. You may gather from my accent that I originate from the Black Country, but I am now resident on the Welsh borders. I recently had occasion to write a letter to an organisation called Deaf Direct. This letter was completely unsolicited by them and written of my own volition, but on receiving it, they have very kindly invited me to transcribe it to a podcast as an audio recording. So, live and unabridged from my studio here in rural Herefordshire, this is it. Dear Deaf Direct, I live here with my mother, Sheila Iris Chapman. She's 84 years old and has worn hearing aids in both ears for the past several years. She also suffers from perforated eardrums sustained over 30 years ago, which doesn't actually help. Mom takes great pleasure in conversation and is also a telly addict, and in the light of recent further deterioration, her enjoyment of both has been substantially impaired, and she was, to put it bluntly, become rather frustrated by it all. It hasn't been easy for my wife and me either, as we struggle increasingly to communicate with an otherwise very gregarious and highly intelligent woman. I approached her audiologist, who in turn recommended your good selves. That's Deaf Direct. I made an appointment, having offered an indication of her needs, which I'd first discussed with her. For example, there's invariably somebody here with her, either my wife or me, so we hear the doorbell of the telephone. If Mom does also, that's fine, but if not, it doesn't matter. Hence, she didn't need anything to help her on that score. What we did identify she needed was something to help her hear conversations and to listen to a beloved television. Around early autumn 2015, we were visited by the immensely affable Alex Gerard, with whom we quickly struck up a rapport, especially since his and my mutual passion for loud rock music had led to the inevitable ear damage for us both, albeit to markedly different degrees. Alex spent the best part of the afternoon attending to Mom, at the end of which she was the proud owner of a loop amplifier for conversation and a separate model for listening to the television without the volume bringing the plaster off the walls. It's no exaggeration to say that these devices have transformed her life whilst also substantially enhancing ours. They are absolutely magic, and Mom was instantly a different woman. She could actually hear again. You can thus imagine her disappointment when her TV device stopped working and we were back to plaster coming off the walls. I tried all within my own modest abilities before troubling you at Deaf Direct, but was forced to admit defeat, so I contacted Deaf Direct directly, and Alex came to visit us again just last week. He quickly identified the problem as operator error. Unnoticed by us, a wire had been pulled out by our TV repairman a little while previously. But Alex also identified a modification that would make her speech amplifier more effective and more comfortable to wear. He was also able to confirm that the equipment was functioning perfectly well, through which I was in turn able to constructively suggest to Mom that it may soon be time to reassess her hearing again, which we will do, all very helpful. The point I would like to emphasise here is the absolute dogged determination that Alex showed in examining every single avenue and every single angle to help Mom. He really was like a rat with a rag, and he just refused to give up on her until she was finally sorted one way or the other. This really was dedication above and beyond the call, and wherever you pay this man, it's not enough. Superb service from your agent Alex, whom we now actually consider a friend. Mom's doing fine for now, but her hearing is evidently deteriorating, and we know that at some stage she will need looking at again, if I can put it that way. But both my wife and I, and especially Mom, are greatly reassured to know that when that moment arrives, Deaf Direct will be there to help. Deafness is an insidious ailment that not only affects the sufferer, but in a different way, yet still hurtful, affects their loved ones as well. So from all of us, a very, very sincere thank you for your help. Until next time, I shall remain sincerely yours, Graham Fisher, MBE.